Jai Sri Krishna. This is Kavita from Hyderabad, and you're listening to the podcast of Bhagavad Gita, episode 6, for the people who love. I am here to share the words given by Sri Krishna to Arjuna. To hear me out till the end and like, share, and subscribe to get more episodes of this podcast. So let's start. Jai Sri Krishna. Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. Each chapter has various slokas, which we'll detail in this podcast. This episode 6 will be about chapter 6 and 47 slokas. This sixth chapter of Bhagavad Gita is Dhyana Yoga. In this chapter, Sri Krishna reveals the yoga of meditation and how to practice the yoga. We discuss the role of action in preparing for meditation, how performing duties in devotion purifies one's mind and heightens one's spiritual consciousness. He explains in detail the obstacles that one faces when trying to control their mind and the exact methods by which one focuses their mind on Paramatma and unite with the God. जय श्री कृष्ण. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता अथ षष्ठोऽध्याय ध्यान योगा. Sixth chapter, first sloka. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. A true yogi or a true renunciant is one who performs his duty, renouncing attachments to results, and not one who abandons work and the sacrificial fire. Sixth chapter, second sloka. O son of Pandu, yoga cannot be separated from renunciation because a yogi, one must renounce all desires. Sixth chapter, third sloka. To become a yogi, work without attachment is recommended. Only for an elevated yogi, giving up work is recommended. Sixth chapter, fourth sloka. Work without desires, without sense gratification, and without any attachment to results leads to attainments of yoga. Sixth chapter, fifth sloka. The mind can act as a friend to elevate oneself, or it can also work like an enemy to degrade oneself. Sixth chapter, sixth sloka. When the mind is conquered, it becomes a friend. Left unconquered, it is an enemy. Sixth chapter, seventh sloka. For a conquered mind, joy, sorrow, heat, cold, pain, pleasure, all are the same. Such a yogi attains peace and realization of the Supreme Soul. Sixth chapter is sloka. A self-realized yogi, steeped in transcendental knowledge and controlled senses, sees stones, mud, and gold as equal. Sixth chapter, ninth sloka. An advanced yogi sees a friend and enemy equally and is impartial to all, be it saint or sinner. Sixth chapter, tenth sloka. A yogi should live in seclusion, be free from material desires and possessions, regulate the mind and meditate on the Supreme. Sixth chapter, 11th sloka. The yogi should practice in a clean and scheduled place on a seat made of kusha grass, covered by the deer skin and a cloth over it. The asana should be neither too low nor too high. Sixth chapter, 12th sloka. Seated on this asana, he should begin the practice of purifying the earth by controlling his thoughts and by single point meditation. Sixth chapter, 13th sloka. He sits straight with head, neck and back aligned in a straight line with his gaze steadily concentrated on the tip of his nose. Sixth chapter, 14th sloka. The yogi meditates on me with a serene and fearless mind on a vow of celibacy, holding me as his supreme goal of life. Sixth chapter, 15th sloka. With disciplined mind and body and totally absorbed in me, the yogi transcends material existence to reach the spiritual kingdom. Sixth chapter, 16th sloka. O Arjuna, those who eat or sleep too much or too little cannot be successful in yoga. Sixth chapter, 17th sloka. Balanced eating, sleeping, working and recreation is necessary for yoga practice to overcome all difficulties in life. Sixth chapter, 18th sloka. He is a successful yogi who withdraws his mind from desires and focuses only on the transcendental. Sixth chapter, 19th sloka. The unwavering mind of a yogi is like an unflickering lamp in a windless place. Sixth chapter, 28th and 21st sloka. On attaining perfection, the yogi sees the soul through the purified and experiences inner joy in this joyous state of pure bliss or samadhi, which is beyond comprehension of the senses. He never wavers from the path. Sixth chapter, 22nd and 23rd sloka. Once he attains this state of samadhi, he knows there's nothing greater left to achieve. He is not perturbed by anything, come what may. He is free of all miseries. This state is achieved only by practicing yoga with determination and optimism. 6th chapter 24th sloka. From controlling the mind and senses from all sides to relinquishing all carvings, the practice of yoga needs steadfast determination without any deviation. 6th chapter 25th sloka. He progresses step by step to make the mind still, that intelligence being absorbed in a trance and the mind situated in the self. 6th chapter 26th sloka. The unsteady mind may wander again and again, here and there, but the yogi always pulls it back to focus on God and keep it under control. 6th chapter 27th sloka. In return, the yogi experiences ultimate bliss when his mind is still, his passions are under control, and is free of sinful reactions. 6th chapter 28th sloka. The yogic practice frees from material contamination, and by connecting with God, he reaches ultimate happiness. 6th chapter 29th sloka. The yogi sees all beings existing me, and he sees me existing in all beings. He sees all with equal visions. 6th chapter 30th sloka. A yogi who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me never loses me, nor do I lose him. 6th chapter 31st sloka. Yogi who worships me knowing me to be the super soul within all living beings lives in me and always. 6th chapter 32nd sloka. O Arjuna, the perfect yogi responds to the pains and pleasures of others as if they were his own. 6th chapter 33rd sloka. Arjuna Vacha. O Madhusudana, given that the mind is restless and wavering, this practice of yoga is highly unrealistic and impossible to do. 6th chapter 34th sloka. O Krishna, it is far simpler to control the wind than the mind, which is stubborn, wavering, dominating, and agitated. 6th chapter 35th sloka. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Rightly said, O mighty armed Arjuna, the restless mind is indeed difficult to control, but it can surely be done by practice and detachment. 6th chapter 36th sloka. Yoga is difficult for one whose mind is out of control, but in my opinion, once the mind is controlled, yoga can be perfected. 6th chapter 37th sloka. Arjuna Vacha. O Krishna, what happens to the yogi who begins in good faith but falters in between because of worldly desires and goes off the path? 6th chapter 30th sloka. Lost from his original path, is he not like a wandering cloud with neither material success nor spiritual success? O mighty armed Krishna. 6th chapter 39th sloka. Sri Krishna, these are my doubts and only you can dispel them completely. 6th chapter 40th sloka. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. A person on this auspicious path will never meet misfortune, not in this world, not in the spiritual world. He is never defeated by evil forces. 6th chapter 41st sloka. On death, the unsuccessful yogi goes to heaven and enjoys in virtuous company. After a long period of enjoyment, he takes birth again in a spiritual or wealthy family. 6th chapter 42nd sloka. Or in very rare cases, he may be born in the family of an exalted transcendentalist. 6th chapter 43rd sloka. On birth, once again he takes up a yogic life and strives for spiritual perfection by reawakening the consciousness of his previous life. 6th chapter 44th sloka. In this life, he acquires a spontaneous attraction for God. On the strength of a past practice, he can transcend and rise above the Vedic ritualistic practice. 6th chapter 45th sloka. By renewing his efforts in controlling the mind, he makes further progress. After many bursts of practice, he becomes free of material desires and achieves the supreme goal. 6th chapter 46th sloka. O Arjuna, be a yogi because he is better than all three, the ascetic, the jnani, and the ritualistic materialist. 6th chapter, 47th sloka. That yogi is best who imposes full faith in me, worships me in full faith in me, worships me in full devotion, and is mostly intimately united with me. Jai Sri Krishna. Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishnarjuna Samvade Dhyana Yoga Shashtodhyaya. Learning from chapter 6. Redeem yourself by yourself. Nobody else can help you. Moderation and regulation of life's activities are a must for material or spiritual progress. When the mind is in scattered state, there is no power. A gathered mind as power is calm and effective. Yoga is the separation of union with sorrow. Disconnect this union with sorrow. Then you will find happiness within yourself. All desires are born of imagination. The test of spiritual development is the ability to see yourself in others and all beings in yourself. The doer of good never suffers. Selfish people will be destroyed. Jai Sri Krishna.
धर्म को जानने से पूर्व धर्म के आधार को जानना होगा। धर्म के 5 आधार होते हैं: ज्ञान, प्रेम, न्याय, समर्पण और धीरज।